Juan Perez, a police director of the Miami-Dade Police Department. As director, I have to obviously run and manage and lead one of the largest agencies in the United States. We're in the top 10 as far as the size of the agency. Southeastern United States. We run we have the largest police department in the southeastern United States, and with it comes great responsibility from overseeing the budget to overseeing how we staff our personnel, creating the mission and the goals of the department, the objectives of where we want to go. So, I mean, it encompasses a wide variety of tasks, some that are difficult, some that are be a lot easier. So Miami-Dade Police Department is considered the sheriff department. We are the county sheriff. So actual jurisdiction, we have jurisdiction over the entire county, including we can go into cities and take enforcement action and patrol if need be, but the cities that have their own police take care of most of that activity. We are called upon them by some of the cities to take some of the responsibilities where there's specialized investigation. But we basically have jurisdiction everywhere where a city police department such as Miami has jurisdiction within the Miami city limits.
Okay.
And see, so they have city limits where outside of their jurisdiction they don't have the police powers. We extend limited police powers to all the agencies in Miami-Dade County so that they can conduct investigations for felonies and domestic violence cases outside of their jurisdiction. Aside from that, they'll contact us and we'll work it through that with them. Once I was appointed, I shared what our vision at this point on, and the three, I categorize it into three parts. But obviously, we do more than three things, or three things that concern us. Public safety. It has a wide array of things, but we're focusing in on or honing in on violent crime, specifically where it deals with when it deals with juveniles picking up guns, the gun violence. So that type of violence that we've seen over the last few months, we're going to hone in on those activities. Secondly, the recruitment of personnel. We are a little understaffed, so we're trying to catch up where we're supposed to be, and also we're going to have a lot of opportunity for individuals to become, move up the ranks, to get promoted within the agency. So the recruitment is internal and external because we want to prepare people for the future, to promote people and put them in place, as well as bringing in new recruits that'll be leaders of the future. And our third challenge is going to be technologies. Enhancing our technology so that we can better serve the citizens of Miami-Dade County, and with a more efficient and effective law enforcement. Well, over time, we've had a focus over the last year and a half or so, or 2 years, on developing a greater relationships with the community. One of the things that we tried that was different, that we hadn't tried, and I don't think as long as I've been on, is we did a pilot program where we partnered up with FIU, and we had officers have a dialogue. So we called it the Police Youth Dialogue, where we brought in kids from the community to meet officers and exchange ideas and perceptions based on what was going on in the media and in other places of the country that even impacted us here with the perception toward law enforcement. So we tried that out. So it was successful. So now we're implementing a program with a youth police dialogue program that FIU will be helping us through, and basically starts off in the academy, the police academy. We're going to have officers meet the kids or the youth of the areas where they're going to patrol through a series of meetings and sessions from before they are sworn to the first few phases of their training, so we can see how their perceptions, gauge their perceptions, not only in the youth, but the officers as well, as they interact through those phases and they meet these kids and exchange ideas, how they both interrelate with each other, and now they have a better understanding of the community that they're going to patrol, and then the kids will get something out of it as well, because they see that we're just human, we're just like we're community members. We're really part of the community. We're no different than they are. I was a 15, 16, 17-year-old in this community as well at one point. So we'll be able to see that interaction. And my hopes is that those kids, when they get out, because we can't reach all the kids, but when they go out, if each one of them tells 10 kids, the word spreads, and we are able to develop better relationships with the youth of the community. If we have 10 incidents where young males are killed as opposed to 50 incidents. Is it right? There's no real success story. So it's obviously the media, like you said, does, when they focus in on a problem, they will tend to create an urgency. It may, maybe inflates the problem more than what it is, but it's a problem that needs to be inflated. So I appreciate the fact that you do cover the stories of our youth being shot, because it's something that we all need to get behind. It's not only the police's problem, it's a societal problem, it's a community problem, and it truly does take a village to change the life of one child. So it is a problem that needs to be highlighted. Out of all that coverage, whether some believe that it was inflated or not, it is a reality that there are some kids that are being shot that are young and that we all need to address. So I applaud the media for covering the stories and bringing it to the forefront, because it's gotten the conversations going and it's getting movement and it's getting action by many. I got in my car, and I like to back up the officers every once in a while and just, go out there and interact with them. So I sat in my car and I started driving, put the radio on, and my intent was to respond to a call that would go out on the radio. Well, from this location in Doral, I ended up driving to Sunset Drive and 167th Avenue before I heard a call on the radio. And it's not that there's no calls, it's that they're doing everything on computer now. So the calls are coming in through the CAD system on the laptop computers in their cars, unless it's an emergency. So just even that, the way that we dispatch calls, it makes it so much more efficient, cuts down on the transmissions on the radio, and being able to communicate, having the ability as a police officer to sit in your car and being able to run a tag yourself and have it back at the moment's notice, or run someone that you stopped or someone that you're placing under arrest to see if they have warrants, if there are any warrants in the system. Those are things that we would have to do before manually. So an officer on the street would have to get on the radio and ask someone at a dispatch center to check a tag for them, to run information, to find an address, to run a phone number. All that is now in the hands of the officers, and it's really literally on their fingertips, because they have that ability right now. And of course, there's many other technologies, improvement in radio communications. We use cell phones now to communicate. Now we have quicker ways to communicate, where before, we didn't have that ability. So in a case of an emergency, if you were off, you wouldn't find out unless you happen to be at home when somebody called you. I mean, everything's changed in the world of law enforcement. But with that comes greater demand as well. So if people expect a quicker response, our command staff now is expected to respond quicker and be available at a moment's notice. I'm expected to be by my phone and by my emails and my texts. So there's significant technologies. We're in the process of procuring the body camera. So it's going before the board now. Finally, the contract has been drawn. It's now going for final approval by the board. Should be sometime in the beginning of March. So once that's accomplished, the purchase will begin, and we'll be deploying. Right now, we're probably set for about 1,000 cameras. Before our goal is to get about 1,000 cameras out before the fiscal year is up. We did 2 pilot programs, and
they were successful.
We thought they were very successful. We've been looking at this since 2013. When we brought in a couple of camera vendors, and they loaned us some cameras, and we put them out. We deployed them with small groups of officers, different types of cameras, and then we went back to the drawing board. We prepared a request for purchase. We got vendors to come in and show us what they have. So now we're prepared to, they loaned us some cameras as well. We tried them out. So now we're ready to deploy them as soon as the contract is over and we start getting the cameras in. Well, how we feel is going to help, because we haven't deployed them yet, is number one is that it's going to capture evidence where evidence didn't exist anymore. So, it's going to help us significantly in cases, because now, before there was people were able to contest certain things. Somebody could say, no, I wasn't carrying a gun, or no, I wasn't, I didn't hit anybody. But now if it's on video, that's a piece of evidence that never existed before. So it's going to help clarify right then and there, that this is what occurred or it didn't occur, and it's going to be better for both defendants in cases and the officers in cases. It's going to clear up the facts right then and there. And then, of course, there's studies that have been done in the agencies that have deployed them that shows a decrease on frivolous complaints against officers, a decrease on use of force by officers, a decrease on officers being assaulted. And I guess because there's not a third party, but really a third party recording, right, and capturing everything. So from the perspective of the officer, and which another thing, you know, now it's giving us the ability to also record. Everybody's videotaping us, and typically what you see on the media is the tail end of something. Somebody's on the ground being pinned down by an officer, or somebody's running being chased down by the officer, because it's now somebody's capturing the result, the end result of something that occurred or started, or something that began 5 minutes earlier, 10 minutes earlier. Yeah. So now we're going to be able to provide from the beginning, here's what happened, so that we're not judged in the public eye, but just the final part of something that looks really bad. Look at the whole thing, the incident that transpired. So.